Good morning, boys and girls, and if you figured it out, we're about to read. This book is one of the books of alphabets that I would like to read to you, and it's called My N Book by Jane Belk Moncure. So she wrote a whole set of them, and we can read as many as you want, but this is the one that I wanted to focus on the letter of this week, which is the letter N. Take a good attention to what I'm going to read. Little N had a box. I will find things that begin with the N sound, she said. I will put them into my sound box. Little N found a tree with nuts on it. So this is little N, and she found a tree with nuts on it. Do nuts grow on trees? Yes, they do. There are many trees that grow nuts. Little N climbed the tree. She picked nuts. How many nuts? Little N counted 9 nuts. She made the number 9. Did she put the nuts and the number 9 into her box? So she picked 9 nuts, and she wrote the number 9. Do you think she put that in her box? She did. Next, little N made 9 groups of nuts. How many nuts? 9 groups of nuts. Little N counted 90 nuts. She made the number 90. So this is a group of nuts. 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 This is another one, and another one. And so what she did is she made a group of 10 in each. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And that gives her another word that begins with the letter N, which is 90. So, the question was, how many nuts? 90. Little N counted 90 nuts. She made the number 90. Okay? She put these nuts into her box with the other nuts. Now, how many nuts did she have? Little N counted 99. She made the number 99. Did she put the number 99 into her box? Oh, then she climbed the tree again. So she had 9. Then she put in the 90. So what does that mean? She made 99 nuts, and she wrote another number with the letter N, which is 99. Did she put them in her box? She did. And the other thing was, then little N climbed the tree again. I wonder what she's up to now. Little N found nightingales. 9 nightingales eating nuts. So what is a nightingale? It's a kind of bird. Nightingale is a kind of bird. Bird is a category for a group of animals that have the same characteristics. But there are robins and blue jays and eastern bluebird. There are pigeons. There are doves. But there are also nightingale. And nightingale begins with the letter N. When the nightingales saw little N, they flew into their nest. Little N put the nightingales and their nest into her box carefully. She put the nest begins with the letter N, nightingale begins with the letter N, 9 begins with the letter N, 90 begins with the letter N, and 99 begins with the letter N, and nuts begins with the letter N. So, little N put the nightingales and their nests into her box carefully. Because there were eggs in the nests. Little N could not count how many. Little N was sleepy, so she took a nap. She took what? A nap. That's not just sleeping, it's just a short sleep. All right? So, they had eggs in their nest. The next day, little N went shopping. She bought a necklace and a nutcracker. Little N also bought herself a nightgown. So here's necklace. Here's the nutcracker, which makes the nuts crack and you can eat what's inside. And the nightgown, which is what you use to sleep if you're a girl. Right? Boys don't wear nightgowns, they wear pajamas. Right? Little N carried all her new things home. She put on her new nightgown. Then she heard a noise. She looked into her box and saw 19 new nightingales. They were crying for nuts. So again, she put on her nightgown, right? She heard 19. 19 is another word for the letter N. 19 nightingales. And they were all crying for something that begins with the letter N, which is nuts. Don't cry, said little N. I have enough nuts for all of you. She cracked open some nuts. Nightingales, nuts, nests, nuts. While the nightingales nibbled on nuts, little N looked at her new things. Necklace, nightgown, and nutcracker. So, here are some of the things that she gave. She gave the nightingales their nuts. They had babies in the nest, which were the 19 of them, right? And they gave them nuts as well. She was wearing a necklace, a nightgown, and had a nutcracker, which is what you use to open the nuts to eat what's inside. Can you read these words with little N? Let's see. Nectarine, newspaper, noodles, note, nose, needle, nurse, nail, napkins, narcissus, that's a type of flower, November, and net. So, this is the end of the story of Little N. The End. My N Book by Jane Belk Moncure. So, What things begin with the letter N? Give me 5 things that you remember that begin with the letter N. And remember, smart is not something you are. Smart is something you get.